Welcome to the We Nurture podcast, where we give you the tools to help your child blossom. I'm Chinya Lu. Today is Inspirational Wednesday, and in this episode, I'll be sharing ways to nurture confidence in your child. As with all our Wednesday episodes this season, you can watch the video version on YouTube. And to those of you already watching, welcome. Raising self-confident children was one of my top goals as I parented my children, especially in their early childhood years. I believe we all know just how important a time early childhood is, and that the experiences that children have in this stage of life really does lay the foundation for their life. The experiences they have, the people they encounter, what you teach and model, these all have a big impact on your child's developing sense of confidence. I'd like to share what I discovered when parenting my children, which I also observed later when I taught in the classroom. What I learned was that self-confidence develops from the inside out and is driven by the child's will. In other words, the child's impulse and desire to do what interests them and, how to move their bodies in ways that it wants to move. We see the will in action when, for example, a baby is learning to roll over, crawl, or walk. The will is active as the child is fully engaged in striving to learn something new, with their own body's forces. We see the will in action, when a preschooler, for example, is learning to ride a bike for the first time. The effort and focus that, we observe is driven by desire. This is the will in action. You can gently nurture your child's will in the early childhood years by giving them opportunities to help with activities, of daily life. During this stage, give your child as much time as possible to move their body. This is how they get to know what their bodies can do. And when you find that, they've climbed on the kitchen counter and are not in a safe place, you'll need to set a boundary and let them know where they can climb. However they're seeking or needing to move their body, give them as many opportunities as possible to do so. And many of these movements can be done outside or at a park. And I would like to add, avoid putting your child those early years in a class where they're instructed how to move their body, as this can actually disrupt their ability to know their body better and what it can do. Give your child opportunities to help you with caring for the home, by involving them in household tasks. Children learn from observation, as we all know, and then they imitate. And when they help out, they're like engaging their will in the activities or tasks that are happening. Invite them, but don't force them. Now, even if it's only, they're only there and they only last like a minute or two, and then they're off to play again, try not to underestimate what they've learned. So let your child help with activities or household tasks, I should say, like washing the dishes, sweeping the floor, setting the table, and so on. Your child also needs ample time for unstructured play every day. Play has often been called the young child's work. This is because play is a serious activity for young children. This is how they process their days, how they learn about themselves and others. What it also does is develop their sense of self and their confidence. While actively engaging in meaningful work through imitation, children learn these experiences, they bring these experiences into their play, I should say. It's a way to channel the young child's will through meaningful tasks, which they then take into play. And this supports the development of their physical body, of their imagination, cognitive, and also their social skills. It is through will activity that a child is drawn towards a desire, And sometimes, I think as parents, we might mistaken this behavior as willful behavior, which is different, and that they're challenging us. When we find ourselves feeling this way, it's important to just take a step back and see what's happening. But by engaging your child's will, an inner strength is harnessed that helps them make something happen, get something done as their desire motivates them to actively engage in. This is when confidence grows. It's one way that confidence grows. This is when they believe in their ability to actively use their will to do something, perhaps even something that, they've never done before. This strengthens them. I encourage you, to take time each day to reflect on the small daily activities and interactions that you have with your child every day, and find those moments where you can gently nurture their will so self-confidence grows. I encourage you to reflect on your own level of self-confidence. It's difficult as parents to be an example, if we're lacking in self-confidence ourselves. Notice where your limitations are and what you can do to boost your self-confidence. What are the areas that you need to work on? I think it's some work that we all need to do. Another way to nurture your child's self-confidence is to be mindful of your words and actions. Words are powerful. And for your child, your words are powerful. Your words deeply affect how your child feels about themselves and you. Every day, your child internalizes the words, they hear from you. And these words can either help to build them up or break them down. With your words, you can deeply empower your child, and this grows and nurtures their self-confidence and their emotional health. Here's a big benefit when you are mindful of your words. When you use your words to build up your child, you also, build yourself up. This is such a positive action that gets reflected back to you. Also, when you parent your child in this way, you'll become more secure in your parenting, more secure in your relationship with your child, and more secure in the parenting choices that you make, and also more secure in yourself. Words are powerful, and choosing your words consciously is powerful. So as you nurture your child's self-confidence, I also encourage you to be mindful of your daily interactions with them. And remember, you nurture your child's self-confidence through simple interactions that happen during the day. Here are some final thoughts to think about. Are you giving your child a strong model to imitate? If we talk down about ourselves, our children will imitate this as their own inner self-talk. And there's just no way around this. It will just happen. In the early years, give your child lots and lots and lots of time to play freely. Be creative, allow them time to be creative and to explore their ideas through play. In this way, they'll have opportunities to digest the world around them. There will be good days and challenging days, of course, and this builds resilience and character and feelings of self-worth. So just working through this. They need lots of time for that. When young children are given daily opportunities to engage in domestic activities, the household tasks I was talking about earlier, this builds life skills as well as an inner knowing that they are able, out of their own will to affect change and accomplish tasks in life. This truly builds confidence at a level that words cannot. And then be careful of images and language that your child might be exposed to, in the environments that you take them to, or the movies or videos that they see. This content is not only like pre-digested when I'm talking about movies and videos, it leaves your child with nothing to create in their own minds and can cause, confusion in their thinking. And that isn't a way to kind of strengthen self-confidence. I'll close with these final thoughts. A child who is loved unconditionally will love deeply. A child who is respected will become respectful. A child who is encouraged will become confident. A child who is given boundaries will be responsible. A child who is listened to will be a great listener. A child who grows up with patience will be patient. A child who grows up with kindness will be kind. When you nurture your child in all these ways, they will grow up secure and confident. Tune in tomorrow for Seasonal Thursday. We'd love to have you connect with us on Instagram at we_nurture. And we're so grateful when our listeners rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast, because this helps us reach more parents. I'd also like to add that if you're looking for one-on-one parenting support, you can book a parenting coaching session with me at wenurturecollective.com. We have a children's book that you can purchase for your child. It's called The Three Little Deers and the Great Storm, and it's a companion storybook to episode 50 on our Stories for Children podcast. You'll find all the details on our website at wenurturecollective.com. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching.